Okay. Right. Assalamu alaikum. Ku nekk maa ngi laa nuyu sa tur ak sa sant di leen gërëm bu baax a baax a baax si ni ngeen a dégloo and it's been a while so maa ngi leen nuyu bu baax a baax a baax jërëjëf assalamu alaikum suma mbokki Gambian si my greetings brother Aliou Cissé maa ngi laa nuyu bu baax ak Moussa Badji yéen ñi njëkk a ñëw ak Karamba Dabo yéen ñëpp maa ngi leen nuyu bu baax a baax a baax jërë ngeen jëf amu leen morom tey nag bëggoon naa ñu waxtaan tuuti waxtaan on a lot of issues yoo xam ne mu ngi itteel Gambia bu baax a baax for a while nag dama decide on ne pour ma take a back seat because of suma ite yi ñoo bari woon and there was a lot of things yoo xam ne maa ngi ko doon def mënuma am jot bala jaxumpa but anyway li gën a am solo rek mooy coow li bari woon na lool si Gambia you know there was a lot of talk about a lot of issues yoo xam ne dafa concern Gambia and it seems like I always say month of July coming to early August always daf day nekk weeri fitna loolu nag xawma lu tax that being the case you can say ne I'm superstitious why this is an observation over a long time xam naa ne this is a reality yàlla rek moo xam xanaa ñi nga xam ne ñoo moo ëpp baatin xëy na mun nañ cee am na xam-xam buñ ci am boo xam ne mun nañu see ee ñun ñëpp waaye li gën a am solo rek mooy problème yi Gambia comme niñ ko dee waxee toujours réew mi at the end of the day ñun ñëpp ñoo ko bokk I mean I'm talking about us Gambians mbooloo nag fu mu amee rek du ñàkk mu am ñoo xam ne gis-gis duñ bokk benn loolu moom is inevitable kenn mënu si dara that's a reality of life and it's something that we have to live with waaye man dama xool study problème yi Gambia bu baax a baax a baax over the years and especially ever since the new administration bi ñëwee after bi Yaya Jammeh génnee Gambia amoon na problème yu bari dañ daan di wax ni soo gisee Gambia di experience such kind of issues because of leadership la woon leadership bi in the person of Yaya Jammeh si ñu bari niñ ko gisee woon ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi doon ñaaxu nekk si struggle bi both overseas si diaspora bi ak ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi woon si opposition bi ñoom ñëpp a d'accord woon ànd ak benn kaddu ne Yaya Jammeh was the issue once ñu génnee Yaya Jammeh out of the picture réew mi dina dem kanam waaye ñun ñëpp am nañ a very rude awakening ndigte years yi nga xam ne moo gënoon ak crucial pour make effective change si dëkk bi that's between 2017 but 2021 crucial 5 years period almost a 5-year period boo xam ne mënoon nañoo def significant change in that country for a while nag ñun ñi nga xam ne dañ doon di wax bari na si ñun suñ biir ñu bari ñi daan wax ne boo gisee problème bi Ousainou Darboe la woon UDP la waaye nag ñun ñëpp umpale woon ne UDP yes serve nañ ci government bi but also was only for 2 years or 3 years maximum although am nañ other remnants yoo xam ne maybe you can say ne ñooñu sympathizers lañ woon, or they used to apologize for UDP. They were still in the system. Why, for the most part, they are not very potent and effective as the person, the Secretary General Ousainou Darboe Foneke, and the other party executives. So it is really not fair at this juncture fi ñu toll nii tey ñuy toog sax ne dañoo jéem a blame li xew tey to the opposition. Yes, ultimately ñun ñëpp am nañ responsibility as citizens and as Gambians. One way or the other, we are part of the problem. Because ultimately, today's solution dafa am, we will be part of the solution. So that's the reality of life. Ku bokk si community, luy dal community bi du em si kenn nit, si ñëpp la dafa egga si ñëpp. Foog mu lëmbee ñëpp. So as a consequence, ñun ñëpp am nañ a collective responsibility to fix that country. Why in reality, democracy lañ wax, te essence bi mooy ñu seet naka la ñoo tànnee njiit ñi nga xam ne effectively ñoom ñooy lead the most fundamental institutions of the state pour yóbbee ñu from one stage to another stage, something much better. te boo gisee nit di sànni carte day dangaa sànni carte pour with the anticipation ni xëj na li fa nekk moo la gënal leneen loo gis, o candidate bi nga sànnil moo la gënal anybody else koo xam ne is available. Yàlla def na nag 2021 overwhelming majority, in fact a majority boo xam ne significant majority boo xam ne goo ne in recent Gambian political history am na benn presidential candidate bu am that kind of majority, an overwhelming mandate boo xam ne nit ñi jox nañu óolute si président Barrow. mu nekk loo xam ne ñun ñëpp some of us ñi nga xam ne support nañ Barrow ñu rafetlu ko, and I think he deserve it because am na values yoo xam ne a lot of Gambians nañ mun a identify with him. am na humility, nit kuy déggu la, am na yar, tey na si waxin ak ni moo jëflanteeg fellow citizens yi, nekkul nit koo xam ne dafaa jaay doole si kaw ni ñeneen ñi si liñ gis. waxuma ne amul de waaye si liñ gis kenn mënut a toog ne Adama Barrow dafa jóg identify jaay la doole, def loo xam ne dafa safaan. waaye nag yooyu they are fundamental characteristics yoo xam ne baax na si njiit, waaye am na tam loo xam ne moo gën a crucial. ndikte njiit soo gisee ñu tànn njiit danga war a doon a transformational figure. Transformation waxuñ ne dañoo ay idea of def sa boppa sa organisation bi ñu la ne jiite ko nga def ko njabooti kanaara. Maybe loolu dina work maybe in certain contexts in our society, because foog nga sóoraale rek contexte yi society bi ñu nekk, am nga suñ aada yi suñ values. waaye nag soo demee ba amee doole nguuri state di nga make decisions yoo xam ne definitely not everybody is going to be happy. comme ni ko suñ mbokki soose yi dee wax rek naka mool be téeriñ ka naafiko soo buggee nekk xarit yi ñëpp di nga soppale ku nekk doon naafeexa, and it's virtually impossible because pour nga nekk njiit in a modern state dafa need certain values yoo xam ne is beyond values yi ngay jëflanteel ak sa diggante fellow citizens. Yes, kóllëre is universal, waaye nag nga nekk it nit koo xam ne you are decisive, nga am kàddu si sa liñ la jiital. waaye njiit boo xam ne amul kaddu si liñ ko jiital lam jiite ak lépp loo xam ne jël nañ ko jox ko because institution state si yëpp mu ngi under the leadership of the president. So buñ toogee gis institutions yooyu noonu ñu door di drift den dinañ xam ne problème bi yes xëy na am na dina am internally ñu ñoo mun a blame si institutions yooyu noonu but at the same time bu issue happen foog ñu reflect on the leadership and I hope President Barrow si boppam du ko jëlee as an attack, personal attack, because it is not. Because man wax naa ko over and over again man dama consider President Barrow as a brother. Waaye nag yàlla xam na ne li ma gis Gambia neexuma. I'm not happy. I'm not happy not because of daf ma affect personally. I'm not happy because fi ma ko séntu woon ak li ma yaakaar ci moom gisuma ko. In a sense taxawaay bi mu waroon a taxaw as a leader all the time su ma ko seetee si President Barrow du ma ko gis and I don't know why. Maybe it is something in his personality loo xam ne daf ko war a develop. Why sax you can say ne xëy na ok kii sax amul experience but after 1 year 2 years in government in charge how ma ban façon experience nga need ci because yaa ngi am access to information boo xam ne only in the history of that country ñetti nit rek ñoo ko mus a am President Jawara, President Yaya Jammeh, and you are the third person. Amul keneen koo xam ne di nga ko mun a ko muusa ko waane ba mun a xam what it takes to run that country mu weesu ñetti ñii nii because ñoom ñoo fa nekk ñu ne lam tàngal bu lim saf ki ko mocca moo ko xam ñun ñëpp dañoo wax rek am théories yes jegeñ nañ nguur gis nañ naka la nguur mun a demee am nañ access il faut sax am na stage boo xam ne am nañ egga nañ ko boo xam ne mun nañoo influence policy ak decision but ultimately the very essence of being a president mooy nga mun a am kaddu si réew nga mun a dogal nga mun a joxe a vision because state bi dafa evolve over time te within the past and the present and the future there is a huge gap boo xam ne only a leader moo mun a fill in that gap pour mun a inspire the people through moom nit ñi engagement am ak nit ñi mun a xam ban direction la dëkk bi di jël but su fekkee ne président bi dafa disengage jiital njabooti Kanaara ne waaw yow tànn naa la vice président tànn naa la ministre nangam you are my technocrats ron leen dëkk bi whatever is good rek ok Mr. President am naa idea nga ne ok nga sign off nga take a back seat loolu is not good for any leader waxuma la Gambia rek de you go all over the world amul benn effective leader boo xam ne dina jiitoo réew in the manner and fashion bi ma gis President Barrow di def and I have to be bold and state this in as much as I love him amul benn president in the world buy run a country as President Barrow li moo def it's just a matter of time yaa ngi gis incidents issues tension is rising here and there lii nga gis nii mu weesu just imagine one example to show you ne naka la institution yi di fall apart an institution bi nga xam ne one of the biggest pillars of the state the judiciary Gambian judiciary because bu nit ñi demee ba nga xam ne amatuñ confidence in the judiciary guess what people will take the law in their own hands bu nit ñi demee ba nga xam ne gisa fi ñu ne mënatuñoo am justice fañ war a fa mba waxana war a nekkee benn guess what people duñ faaleeti authorities in that country. And President Barrow mu ngi seetaan a lot. One typical example loo xam ne man naturally dama ci woon dama ci maandu, and I am still dama ci maandu duma ci wax duma wax on the merits of the case because man fekkeewu ma xawma su ñaari nit seexoo whatever day is ñu seexoo kenn tuumal moromam ñun li ñu war rek mooy ñu maandu si and look for the evidence, and wherever the evidence leads ñu nangu dogal bi ne noonu la war a demee. Why, unfortunately, this issue of Bob Keita, ex Jabaram, there is a rape case allegation. Chowlangi ni kur. You nekk on both sides. I'm the people I respect them a lot. Seriously, and neexuma sax ma gis amul luñ fi saadu wonte wul kaddu ba nga xam ne man sa dama ne woon ne dama génn Facebook because dëgga I am not interested pour gis ay Gambians di put so much energy si ay saagante waxante kaddu yu ñaaw di saani wonte ay xeer. It's not going to help anybody. It's just going to make this platform, the Facebook, absolutely toxic to a level bo nga xam ne kenn du fi mun a wax lu productive. And it seems na ne sax man dama seetlu sax ne Facebook ay wax yu ñàkk fayda waxi kesew waxi xaste waxi saaga is more sexy. It's more they gonna am attention of Gambians. Gambians yi duñ mind pour ñu déglu koo xam ne dof bu taxaw def live am waxi dofam saaga xaste saani xeer suli wonte mbuut suli wonte mbuut xoodi wonte sutura. People are so titillated. It's like people are saying life is so boring. But they are more into and I'm not singling out anybody. We are all involved. I am involved. But just to show you how damaging the social media is, some kind of attitudes we have. Incident be happen, digante Bob, this rape incident and this case. Munon na tal deka bobu very, very easily like that. Samsar binanasi and comment nasi. Man damane won dama ties mo for ma setan because really I'm so much disappointment and frustration to a point. Honestly, every day dama anticipate ne dama even excuse mo from Facebook because I'm all manjiri. I'm any productive engagement. Bo hamne dinañ muna exchange ideas pour seet naka la ñu yóbbu contribute from the stage level it is to something much better. It looks like Gambians see on social media based on these views and likes, they are more interested in a dialogue of personal destruction. No more a politics of personal destruction, sir. Why the exchange of personal destruction? Yahante reputation, suli wante mboot sosalante, which is a very easy thing to do. But the consequences, from mo yobu rew mi ak fam la yobu sa as a person, is very, very damaging. And can do si benefit? Nobody. Yalla def sa si digi chobi mu am kena xamne is a very prominent on the so-called feminist side. Ko xamne suma xarit la suma sister la ma waxtana mom. Ko xamne mu ngi won in the middle of the exchange. Mu ne ma, you know what, after all soko seetlo sax man dama ko seetlu ba seetlu ko gis ne instead of ñu ni neen ñii di support Bob Keita ñii di support ndaw soosu naka rab xamma naka is it Sainabou? Yeah, I think it's Sainabou. Amul njëriñ. Gambians is a real problem ak seen real enemy is not either or. The problem is the system. Mu nekk a very interesting revelation bi ma waxee loolu ma ne ko li nga wax day dëgg la waaye mun naa laa guarantee one thing man ba maa jóg di criticize the judicial system, the judiciary particularly, and the legal framework in that country. We need coalition be taken over under Batambiru. The kind of damage being done to our judiciary, the legal system, it was overwhelming. Dafa meloon ni like a plain movie I was watching, and I was saying it. Neexutoon because people at that time ñëpp a ngi woon in this euphoria, ñëpp a ngi woon in this mass justice, mob justice I would say. Pour lan ñii ñoo fi nekkoon di def li Yaya Jammeh yes we have to pay, it's payback time. That was the mood of the country. And this is why suma topic today maa ngi ñëw back and refer back ni why a leadership is very important, it's transformational. So gisee ñuy tànn njiit for incidents and issues and situations you're having, very easily the mob will be decided because the mob is the mob. Ak foo mun a dem muy America, Gambia, di nga gisee Gambians yi behave on social media. It's the same way the Americans behave on social media. Why the difference is certain other countries they have very strong leaders. Leaders yoo xam ne they will set the agenda and the narrative and wane Gambians or their people or their citizens the direction bi dëkk bi war a jël, and they insist they have the moral courage to force people, to force society to focus on the goal of the society. But su fekkee ne yaa ngi am président bu mel ni Adama Barrow yow xam nga Adama Barrow nag small doomi bàjjen la. I can say things to him. It's never personal. I love him. Why président boo xam ne yow li la itteel rek dem marché dem jënd cuy kong boppi kong. Come on man, listen des yow you don't say anything. Dëkk bi was on a verge of a civil war. I'm telling you, ñun ñi xam security we know. Suñ gisee the signs we can tell you. So I'm on a proper intelligence service. They could have informed that government, hey, issues like this mun na easily trigger a crisis in our hands boo xam ne duñ ko mun a control. Because am na elements yoo xam ne it doesn't matter what kind of government you have. Ku fa mun a toog bugguñ la. And they will do everything to bring la down. And you can see. They don't them see court, see the process. In fact, they them to a point where even the judges they don't intimidate. They learn saga. Lolu so ko say in a society, it so is this is a demoralized citizenship. They are frustrated, and rightfully so, because of the system. They couldn't tinker from Batambiru. Ñu dooree ko from St. Johnny Commission bi they didn't do things right. ñu ne okay ñi ay sàccakat lañu woon lu ñu leen def baax na si ñoom. They thought they were doing it to the people ñi doon drag to their commission, but they were doing it to themselves. People yaa ngee tàccu ñu dem to the TRRC, massive abrogation of the Gambian constitution. Why? Because of ñoom Batambiru and most of the justice ñi nekk in our judicial system. They don't respect even constitution before nekk tey because ñoom niñ ko gisee constitution Yaya Jammeh la. Can you imagine you try one of the former junta members Yankuba Touré George bi taxaw mu ne moo amul even the copy of the constitution. What does that tell you about the judicial system in that country? Seriously? Koku should have been fired that day. But no, he is not. Because the time bobu the atmosphere, the elite in the country, then among some presumptions. Everything Yaya Jammeh, Barroso daf ko daan wax, we need a total system overhaul. Mom daf ko wax nii rek, but the people need them to execute that so-called overhaul. They have their own personal agendas. And Barrow nekkutoon in a position boo xam ne sooy lead you hold the people ñi nga dënka institutions accountable. baatambe di flout the law di def lu ko neex. A lot of people during they happy suma waxe about Yankuba Touré because somehow they feel yes he deserves it, but it's not about Yankuba Touré. Man bama taxaw di wax, I was saying it for the sake of protecting a very vital role boo xam ne courts are playing in the rule of law. That system, it's not about Yaya Jammeh, it's not about Yankuba Touré. So len ko di xalaatee noonu rek, you will be failing that country, and yàlla rek moo xam this kind of mindset where it is going to lead to. Rëcca ngeen country bi rëcca na almost rëcc, I don't know rëcca na or rëccaagut, but the people ñi wax they are very passionate about liñ believe. ñi farle ñii di farleel Bob Keita ne nguur gi ñoo ko jël advantage. Man gisuma any reason why Adama Barrow war a toog jóg ne waa ok dama dem jàppa Bob Keita because of nangam 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 pour toroxal ko. I don't see any reason why. But at the same time, mënuma understand a system, a legal framework boo xam ne yow dañ la accuse because of somebody am no connection with the people ñi am authority. ñu accuse la jël la teg la benn place for almost 2 or 3 years and then try to go out and try to find evidence to justify a prosecution. And this is what is going on. The same thing non lañ def Yankuba Touré, the same thing non lañ doon def this so-called jongolas téye leen for more than 72, in fact almost 2 or 3 years. They did it, that Ministry of Justice. Big government be toogee ba tey depuis 2021 up till today am nañ a constitutional requirement pour am a director of prosecution koo xam ne président bi moo ko appoint, a professional koo xam ne he or she dafa war a profess at least some kind of independence, although dina am some kind of political supervision from the Attorney General, but for the most part moom dafa make decisions based on the professional demands of the law. The question is why? Luta amuñ a director of public prosecutor up till today. Amul ben dëkk boy dem si aduna bi bo xamne amul a director of public prosecution except the Gambia. Why? These are questions you have the Gambians are not even asking. Do dégg ben journalist bu taxaw dem laaj President Adama Barrow wala nga laaj the Minister of Justice lu tax amuñ a director of public prosecution. It looks like this is kenn xamut kii prosecute tey amut a constitutional mandate to do it. How ma ñu ne that Kembengta according to title on bi ma dégg sax he is not the director of public prosecution, he is in charge of international litigation or something like that. Dem nañ to a point di wax ne sax kii is not a citizen. So lu tax government bi di koy, because they are using him. They are using him pour mu leen a defal their dirty job. Attorney General and the Minister of Justice is not a director of public prosecution. But bi ñoo prosecute naka la tuddaati Yankuba Touré, Batambedu himself as the minister more than the lead the prosecution in the court. Isn't that amazing? So once you start ngay tinker around the constitution on issues you think ne mun nga ko justify based on sentiments, ultimately danga crumble the whole entire system down. Nit ki loo ko bañ trials dolen demee to a level ba ngeen ne da ngeen a prosecute somebody ak loo ko bañ ak loo ko buga government bi and the public dañ war a def their level best ñu try make sure ne the rule of law, waxuma rule of men de, the rule of law prevails. Anything less or lu ëppa danga affect the scale and the balance of justice in the system. And this is what is going on. Doree nañ ko si li ñoo def tey Bob Keita it's the same thing liñ def Yankuba Touré bon gisuma kenn si ñuy tey support Bob Keita ku taxaw di defend Yankuba Touré not ne because da nga koo defend for his innocence da nga koo defend because the process being used to prosecute ko was absolutely wrong and unconstitutional. It's a fact. Why can't Prewuton stick their neck out? Because they hated the guy. Oh, Mofi Nekona Gaya Jame, nangam, nangam, nangam. And now what happens? You dore ko si Yankuba and other people's jelo nañ fi ñoom NIA 9. What did they do? You outsource the prosecution of the NIA 9. ñan lañ ko jox ba Tambadou jox ko own blood brother Sirif Tambadou. Then you ask who Antuman Gay, ko xamne is a lifelong childhood friend of Ousainou Darboe. Koku indi domam, and they make millions out of prosecuting just one case. Loolu yëpp gis nañ ko fi de. But tey ñi coow affaire Bob Keita or for or Sainabou whatever, nobody said a damn thing. Nobody said a damn thing. And now this is the consequence. Te duñ am si Bob Keita. Recently, gis naa kenn suma sister Fatou Touré génn na in public mu def a video Fatou Touré of Kër Fatou ne moom tam mu almost moom waxul these words de man maa ko wax but ni ma understanding ni ma explainer boppam on that live video daf doon express ne moom she is also a victim of private prosecutions loo xam ne constitution bi daf ko prohibit very clearly in the constitution. Nit dem mere na Fatou Touré ne da nga publish something and this is the press, the fourth estate. But who knows? Maybe ñi instigate the prosecution ñi ngi fa ne wel Fatou Touré daf they support UDP. She can say that. Waxuma ne loolu la wax de, I'm not saying that, man may wax loolu. But she can say that. So you see the pattern is evolving. So dafa mel ni tey Gambia soo demee Gambia nit daf laa mere ñu summons la yóbbu la court joxe ñu issue a bench warrant because xëy na judge bi or somehow is related to you. And you know why it is going this way? Because ñoom biñ toogee dañ bugg a Gambianize the Gambian judiciary. Li ma wax ni is on record. Dañoo Gambianize Gambian judiciary. My God. Gambianize the Gambian judiciary. Can you believe that? A judiciary boo xam ne the first Chief Justice was a British. So I remember very right from Sir Philip Bridges, tubaab la woon for so many years. And then after him, for somebody called a Nigerian, Brian Omosun. Over the years, Justice again. I mean, it's so many series, Ghanaians, Sierra Leoneans, and Nigerians for the most part. One thing I can guarantee you, Yahya Jammeh started in the foreign judges in Gambia. It started all the way from since independence in 1965. In fact, that's Philip Bridges was a lawyer. Started as Attorney General at one point, and then eventually you def ko a Chief Justice. But then people need this coalition government be new. Then it was Yahya Jammeh's idea. I mean, in fact, they know better. Some of the people in the coalition, they know better. Because yaganing in the bar, so they know foreign judges was a norm in our system. But foreign judges have a unique advantage in Gambia. A lot of these lawyers will not tell you. The process, it was not about this issue of mercenary. Is the TRRC. Can you believe that? An institution boo xam ne Barrow moo ko create mu taxaw binda a report di ooree judges yoo xam ne dañ indi in Gambia pour ñu help build ñu bi am capacity di leen ooyee ay mercenary people like Justice Agim koo xam ne moom moo créé tey di Gambian Law School. But not only that, emut foofu most of these judges ak law ñi naan ñëw di dimbali Gambia, they were being paid by Nigerian government or the Commonwealth, particularly the Commonwealth. Then on some kind of an agreement, an kind of a technical assistance agreement. Lolu lim daan def mooy daf daan raise the standards of the judiciary to an international standards, because most of the judges in Gambia, some of their judgments they could publish in, I'm not sure whether they are still doing it. Why for now they could publish in these Commonwealth law reviews? So any judgment being passed will be reviewed by their other colleagues all around the world, from New Zealand to Canada to all the Commonwealth member countries, about for now 80 countries. So they make sure they hold themselves to very, very, very high professional standard. And in fact, dëkk boo xam ne like Gambia boo xam ne ñëpp dañ bokka, amul benn George boo xam ne tey dana toog Gambian George buy toog one way or the other koo xam ne amul an extensive relationship ak mbokka from the Chief Justice down. So yow nga ne da ngaa Gambianize the judiciary. Yeah, we don't need the foreign judge. And then what are you left with? Bias in you introduce in our system. Most of the judgments are based on confirmation bias. Then believe ne okay, Yankuba Touré ku bon la because mu doon liggéeyal Yaya Jammeh ñoom ñoo rey Kuro Ceesay, so Yankuba guilty. You use a witness koo xam ne is a liar, koo xam ne moom moo ñëw wax confess ne moom moo commit murder. You use that person to prosecute somebody koo xam ne right or wrong dem na to the TRRC mu ne moom am na constitutional immunity pour do participate in the TRRC. And I think he was right. There is a constitutional immunity boo xam ne daf ko prevent pour mu participate in such kind of a process. It was not against the crime of murder. Bim demee to the court, si la judge bi jël the issue move forward ko the Chief Justice, and what the Chief Justice and the Supreme Court, naturally they will say yes. Can amut immunity against a gross human rights violation like murder? Amut fancy, I don't know. But the immunity be in the constitution, and immunity be judge be you to the Supreme Court, they are not the same. They make it look like Yankuba have don't immunity from murder. No, it is not. Yankuba immunity being originally claimed was against the TRRC, and is rightfully so. Rightfully so. Su ko neexee mu participate, su ko neexee du si participate. All these commissions, yep, anything loo xam ne dafa happen between 1994 but until the Third Republic is exempt from the process, this tribunal process. But, and I want to be categorically clear, it's not about the case of murder. If you commit murder, Bobu, there is no immunity. Absolutely. Why? TRRCB is not a court of law. So, Mom Sideme is TRRCB in the Amna immunity. He is exercising his right. But lan lañ def ñu ne no Batambiru mu jël décision ne daf ko prosecute. And what is the consequences today? Naturally, so participating in a TRRC, Truth Commission, naturally la wade. If you participate in a Truth Commission, nga admit a crime, am na lu ñoo ooyee use immunity. For example, Alhaji Kanji mu ñëw mu ne moom moo participate na in the murder of Kuro Ceesay, mu admit guilt, mu joy ne balal ma, okay fine, am na use immunity technically, am na unit, because you cannot mënuloo wax nit ki ne ko kaay nga confess ba pare nga use confess his own confession nga ne danga ko prosecute. You cannot do that. I mean, let us be honest to each other. But no, Chief Justice Chief Justice be Assane Diallo, that decision being jailed on Yankuba Touré dina am serious consequences for the TRRC, because lady the challenge for the Gambia government moy, it doesn't matter whether confess nga or you have used immunity or you don't have used immunity during the TRRC process. Kepo kufa confess. So forget you are exempt from prosecution. Billahi dañ because Hassan Jallo already and the Chief Justice already set a precedence that there is no immunity for crimes against humanity or violations of people's rights, especially in the case of a murder. So now, it means ne nyom Alaji Kanji, nyom ki naka Sana Sabali. That's why they have to throw Sana Sabali's, amnesty request to the government, because you cannot reconcile it. Chief Justice bi du wax ne kenn amut an exception for a crime, but then nga turn around nga ne da nga recommend pour ñu jox amnesty somebody ko xam ne moo wax ne moom dafa rey people like rendi leen comme ganaar. How can you justify the two? It cannot work. That is how you tear down an institution, and that's how noonu nga jëlee a country nga plunge ko into a civil war. And this is what these people are doing. You get sleepwalk into big mess. You know why? Because of there is no strong leadership in the country. Baro mu ngi seetaan rek. Because moom si boppam taxaw na mu ne in a political campaign mu ne moo xamoon na ne Essa Faal daf doon politicize the TRRC. Okay, so you knew ñun ñu ko doon wax people di ñu saaga yow nga ne teg. Why be Essa Faal decided ne léegi daf laa challenge ne yow qualify loo moom moo war a nekk president, then you decide to throw him under the bus. Ne Essa Faal in fact, and that's what he did. The entire 2 years or 3 years of the TRRC do one dara, it was an Essa Faal political campaign show. Ba ma ko wax ak ñoom dem si yàlla si Panderi Mbay ak Sam Sarr. People dañu doon saaga daf ko bañ nangam lu nekk lañ ñu yekk, but fi mu nekk dem nañ ba président bi si boppam moo ko waxal boppam is on tape. So what does that tell you? You are the head of state nga seetaan that thing is going on, which is not supposed to be. te ñun ñëpp xam nañ ne daf doon he was maximizing of the fact ne mu ngi am a public platform, mu ngi in the spotlight so that he can shine. People di ko tàccul because of people in their mind dañ foogoon ne loolu like TRRC was like a courtroom. Oh, he's the best lawyer. My goodness, sad nation lañ am in that country. So nit ñi daal ñoom ku leen neex foofu la ñoo faral. If they don't like you, guess what? yaa fa jaay paañ. Kumba bu am ndey ak kumba bu amul ndey lépp nit ñaa ngee seetaan de. Now the chicken is coming back, coming home to roost. Tey in Gambia kenn amul security or the confidence ne ëllëg government bi topp tuumaal la prosecute la just like they are doing Bob Keita, just like they are doing Fatou Touré today. I'm telling you, it's a reality. you can be in doubt, but shit hit the fan at your home. Then nga soga realize that ndax am li Ibu Jallow doon wax dëggal. And this is always the case with Gambian. Lii moom suñ jikko la moom dañ mun a seetaan too much comme ni ko Jebel Cissé dee waxee. Seetaan bu bari moo dee indi seytaane. Seetaan bu bari moo dee indi seytaane si réew. Njiit baa ngee seetaan, the people ñi war a hold njiit bi accountable ñu ngee seetaan, and ñi amee institutions yi they don't care. Some of them is not sax ne dañ bon. People like Batambiru, I don't think he's a bad guy. The guy is just incompetent and a fool. Incompetence. Loolu mooy his weakness. And a fool. Nobody is holding him accountable for anything. ak leneen a leneen a leen noo xam ne xam nañ ko li fa dox jël property Yaya Jammeh impound ko illegally jaay ko ba pare tëdd si xaalis bi séddoo ko ñoom mi neen this is happening right now in that country yëpp the leaders are watching ñu ngee seetaan président bi mu ngee seetaan the media ñi nga war a xam ne ñoom ñoo war a hold the leadership ñoo nekk di media ñoom ñoo nekk di link between the public and the leadership and the institutions ñoom itam kenn xamut what they are doing in the world. Just recent example, just a very recent example. I'm being an online newspaper, them to the Ministry of Justice. Mudem jël the original TRRC recommendation. Ne ñi dañ leen wara prosecute and they publish it. Now I get the list of 70 people ñoo am ne you know the the Justice Department dañ wax ne dañ leen prosecute, which is not true. TRRC bi amuñ ben power to prosecute anybody. ñoom they make a recommendation. But the white paper being from the government, they study the TRRC recommendation for almost 6 months. They come up with the white paper. The white paper is supreme. It trumps the TRRC recommendation. So forget about the TRRC recommendation. Why ñoom liñ def they publish the TRRC recommendation ba boole si turi ñoo xam ne waruñ cee bokk. When the white paper clearly, for example, Samsar, white paper be clearly dafa crystal clear ne Samsar joxuñ ko opportunity pour mu appear before the TRRC and give his version of the story. And for the sake of natural justice, which is clearly in the TRRC Act, the TRRC will conduct business according to natural justice. They denied that natural justice to Samsar ak ñeneen ak ñeneen ak ñeneen, even to Yaya Jammeh himself, su fekkee ne extending an invitation to him. This is a fact. So ñoom the TRRC Act, they violated. Justice Department realized about that. Ñu bind seen white paper ñu wax ne Samsar liñ ko accuse is untenable, and in fact victims yi Farafenni attack bi, these people are heroes because they were defending the state. For the first time we get something really, really smart and wisdom in the Gambia government in that white paper. Really, I was very impressed. I was just shocked because Gomo wanted these people will rise up to that level. But it was there. But then what happened? Months after, some online newspaper, okay, they have to prosecute Bolesi Turi Samsar. When government be sent Bopo Guinea Turi Samsar, Nyom New Bolesi Turi Samsar. And then they try to sell this to the international community. Or maybe somebody more hates Samrek because Hedna Fognene Baro is about to make somebody Samsar an important person. You know, Bolel and Suturam. Pull in the issue of President Baro. So you see, the country is breaking down at so many levels because so many media they are dishonest and unprofessional. You operate in this kind of an environment, and then you have a government they are massively incompetent and massively corrupt. Just recently, flood in Banjul is a quintessential example. Gambia, Fogis, Ndohla. Man me talk in New York, I knew, and I said it even in public. In 3 months' time, man amona the information. In 3 months' time, there will be a massive rain downpour in Gambia. There will be a lot of flooding. I knew it. They mangi talk in New York. And I know for sure the Gambia government among the same information momla amon boho in public. So you cannot say you didn't know. But did they do anything? I mean, you know, this is where leadership becomes transformational. Leaders, so I mean, and information, you preempt the future. If you have information, that memory, you have an institutional memory, of certain events or facts, you start planning and strategizing for the future. It's simple as that. Amul ben magic or any rocket science bu si nekk. Anybody can do that. The only difference in that you am the moral courage to do what it takes and lead. If you don't have it, you end up in the kind of situation being taken in Gambia. 400 people plus Gambians new voted as an election. 400 people plus. 400,000 people. Sorry, correction. New voted for an election. Massive flood. Gambia léegi mu mel ni Gambia Banjul dafa dig. The president should have been front and center. And I'm sick and tired every time should disaster happen rek ñu sol seen ku nekk dem uti sa mbaxana uti sa rain boots taxaw sol seen safety vest di am ay di ut a photo up to throw some vague lines. We will, what they will never tell you anything specific because they don't have any solution. Because I'm on a solution. Gis na vice president bi dem na di joxe a speech. My friend, if you had a solution, you would have known ne Banjul mu nge flood si, deka ba nge flood si, because man mi talk in New York, I knew about it 3 months ago. So amulen ben excuse to say anything. Because waron gonna jail measures 3 months ago. Woman now, 3 months ago, you should have taken measures. Make sure ne Banjul pom bi nekk xawma pharmacie nañ koy ooye xam noonu lañ ko réew gannaaw tan ñun bi nekkee xaleel pharmacie nañ ko daan ooye. Make sure ne pump bi nekk foofu is functional. Dégg naa léegi fix nañ ko recently. You should have made sure ne def ngeen contingency plans, evacuation. There was a lot of things you have it could have been in place so that waxuma ne di ngeen stop maam yàlla bi di moo tawee de waaye you could have saved a lot of property because flood bi nga gis ni tey guess what so flood bi suñ ko drainer there'll be a massive disease in that country, all kind of disease. Nit ñi dinañ feebar and guess what is going to happen? Dafa overburden already suñ crumbling healthcare system. It's a snowball of problem upon a problem. Just how the photo up, did you hear a speech? You think that's going to solve anything? Do you think people will be happy, Mr. President? 400,000 plus people voted for you, Mr. President. And then, after the vice president beginning, then still a president is going to show up. Them here and there, so cabum on the armor cab. The next thing you know, dafa them vacation. Seriously? Seriously, Mr. President? Vacation? This is not a time for vacation. Because modern nature caused no problem. They did not affect the health of the Gambians. And I'm saying it again. Manko Watele. You just write it down. Then serious healthcare crisis in that country. Seriously. Did not affect an output. Performance will be very poor. Basically, they are just strangling and crumbling the state. Dafa taw kaput. Comme niko baroran wahe system balangta. That's what it's going to end up in. A chain reaction of bad things. One thing happen over another thing, over another thing. Why? Because of poor leadership. Seriously. Limo is in favor of Gambia. And it's unfortunate because Barrow is somebody I love and I like him. And stand a chance to be a transformational leader. If only I'm no moral courage to do what he's supposed to do. To take initiative. It's not only in the talk, did it. You have to go out and say something. Communicate. So you say leaders in the war. It's not because of the war. Because leaders in the set an agenda for the whole entire population to build public trust. If you don't talk, you become an enigma. Kenn du xam lan moo nekk sa diggante ñaari noppa yi because ñun yaayuñ boppa. Président Barrow baax na président Barrow and so what? Président Barrow mu baax du la indil a good health care in the country. No. Président Barrow bu baax du la make sure ne su fuel shortages amee si dëkk bi dina am measures yoo xam ne dina ko remedy. No. A good leader is not about kii moo baax kii moo yaru or kii no. It's about strategizing nga build public trust through communication and nga strategize jox nit ñi a vision nit ñi mun a am confidence ne yes we are heading somewhere and people will be inspired to do the right thing and the right job. But the judiciary is crumbling, is falling apart. There is no rule of law. You know, the Gum Petroleum, millions of dollars is missing. Nga jàpp ñi nga wax ne ñoo responsible, and then you prosecute them. Same prosecution will fall apart. Who knows what happened there? Who knows? Because the Ministry of Justice amuñ capacity. Or maybe there is some insidious corruption within the Ministry of Justice. I mean, things are just bad in the country. Very, very bad. And people are very insecure. Because léegi dañoo tëb rek jàpp nit prosecute ko. Dañ laa téye teg la benn place ba pare di ut evidence so that they can prosecute you. And this is what is going on in Bob Keita case. Waxuma ne Bob Keita dafa innocent. I'm not saying that. I'm not commenting on the merits. Because am na ñu nekk both sides of the divide. ñoo xam ne I have respect for them. And ñoom ñëpp am nañ very legitimate grounds to jël positions in jël. ñi ñoo ooyee so-called feminists ñun ñëpp feminists lañ because jigéen moo ñu jur. You know, even feminists yi am nañ a term they call intersectionality. Waxuma the ideology de waaye the movement of feminism because feminism am nga the ideology yoo xam ne dañ am certain ideology. Okay, I'm totally against ideologies. Why, as a movement, the fight for rights of people ñi nga xam ne dañ leen oppress. The stand up for women ñoo xam ne historically dañ leen oppress. In a patriarchal society comme mel ni Gambia, it's obvious. ñun ñëpp jigéen ñu jur. Some of us lucky nañ amuñ femme comme jógewuñ ci famille boo xam ne gis nañ blatant oppression si seen yaay. Why some of us we have experienced it. We have seen lan la suñ yaay go through si néegi sëy. Te lu xew bañ nañ ko ba nga xam ne sa suñ culture bu ñoo saaga nit if they want to disrespect you dañ koo jaarale si sa waajur bu jigéen. You know? So these are facts yoo xam ne is in our society. Kenn mënut a deny ne bad things are happening to women in that country. So an issue like this, tey mu war a xaaj dëkk bi ñaar. Naturally, góor yëpp feminist lañ naturally because of the issue of like I said, intersectionality means ne jigéen moo la jur jigéen moo la nurture from a point boo xam ne mënuloo sa boppa ba sa point ba nga xam ne nga nekk a grown adult yaay moo la careful and that is something yoo xam ne you can never mënuloo ko equate with anything else su dee nit nga laa wax de. But at the same time it's wrong nga jàppa doomi jàmbur tuumaal ko loo xam ne amuloo evidence nga teg ko benn place yaaxa deram yaaxa soxlaam. That's not right. So what is the problem? The problem is in the system. The system is rotten to the core. And nobody si dëkk boobu is ready to stand up and fix it. This is why ñu ni neen tey ñu ngeen nogante boppa. Every day boo demee ñiy saagante they don't need to. Ma ne la one of the people ñoom moom dañ si waxtaan mu ne ma you know what dëgg la this is lii so passionate and emotional. Why at the end of the day the problem is not the people ñi am the other view. The problem is with the system and it's rightfully so. We don't have good leadership in Gambia at all. loolu tax ñuy am problème yi nii. In as much as Yaya Jammeh was bad waaye Yaya Jammeh ñëpp xam nañ ne bu nekkoon si dëkk bi am na yu bëri yu dox tey du fa xam people ku nekk di nga xam fi nga féete. There will be order and people will have at least ne okay suma crossul line Yaya Jammeh sax I can anticipate there is some kind of certainty suma xel dina dal suma toppatoo yi suma soxla kenn du amoo man affaire. waaye imagine a journalist mu ne moom dafa toog kiram demul liggéey ñu call ko from office am ne ko police yaa ngi ñëw sa office di la ut. So it's like dañ ko bëggoon a embarrass si kanami njabootam enu ko di ko digga the next thing they write it on papers. Oh, Fatou Touré is arrested. I'm not saying that I support anybody. I'm just reporting the facts ni ma ko déggee on social media. And I know it's bad. Suñ ko mënee def a prominent person like that, they can do it to any other person. And they have been doing it. You talk them this media, instead of mu report the facts, loo xam ne Gambia government publish nañ ko waxee nañ seen position on an issue, ñoom ñu dem ne okay we get this from the government ne they are prosecuting people ñoo xam ne even the white paper government, the highest authority, the cabinet, ñoo wax ne okay this kii exonéré nañ ko. A journalist demaat to the same Ministry of Justice ne foofu la amee some facts published in a newspaper and they could prosecute. I mean, what kind of madness is going in that country? It's unbelievable. So these are issues you have ne Barrow how what he will have to do. Dega man dama wax ba xamatuma what I can tell him. Because munuma ko saga I will never do that. Munuma ko against because I help him be I was part of the help. Our best intention to go against, be an opposition or go against him. Why the reality is he has to step up to the plate. Su ma step up miinuma taxaw léegi su Barrow su waxee rek dem na campagne mu ngi xoloo Ousainou Darboe. That's the only time you hear Barrow really wax something loo xam ne is coherent. Everybody ñu ree dinaa ko daaneel def ko doomi taal. Yeah, those are nice in campaign. But after the campaign, you are the father of the nation. You are the leader of the nation. You have to give policies you have dafa jox people hope with a vision so people can follow you. But su fekkee ne kër su amul njiit amul kilifa kër gi dafa tas ni lambaay. It looks like this is what is going on in the country. Ku nekk di def private prosecutions. Nga joxe contract ne okay nañ dañoo build the city again nga ne jaamaan si ñëw nañ in Gambia ñu ne oh Banjul city of lights, but look at Banjul today, it's a mess. Banjul look like Haiti. Dama ko gis suma yaram dafa daw. And I know there is going to be serious consequences after the flood because people ñu bari duñ wérati feebar gi dina bari si dëkk bi. Plus, there is going to be food shortage. Bekor gaa ngee ñëw. Yàlla rek a xam lii happen in the Far East. So China started a war with America. Boobu beneen catastrophe la. So fuel amut, lekka amut, nit ñaa ngi feebar. The judicial system, the justice system is broken. All these things here mu ngi happen in a country. What do you think is going to happen? Seriously. Man how much the intelligence, the NIA, what kind of a job they are doing for the president and the government. But these are things you have made, they could have been projecting. This is the reason I'm an intelligence agency in the first place. Pull inform the policymakers what is liable to happen in the next 10, 15 years. You should have known. But not float am ngeen dem ku nekk jël photo opportunity di wax di continue ci wax acebe. My God, by now, Gambia waroon nañoo toog di xalaat ne sax we should start strategizing the thing ne naka la ñoo build a second capital in the North Bank region. For now, Sam Sarr daf ko dee wax all the time. And man ak Sam, we have been saying, throwing these ideas. Man li ma di jaaxal, you throw this idea, oh, you are dreaming. Tubaab yaa ngi dream tey ñu ngi fly di yóoni a telescope all the way to the edge of the universe, millions and millions of light years away. You get sent them to say lan mooy happen in the universe. So ñu moom dañoo em si asamaan juróom-ñaar rek foofu lañ war a em, that's it. Asamaan juróom foog ne nañ ne daal jaww ji ngaa gis si kaw boo ko paasee rek yaa ngi dem place yi maam yàlla. So foofu is not your place, so you just a little Gambia rek foofu lañ war a em. But Gambia Banjul biñ nekk nii tey Gambian si biluñ Banjul tubaab yi ñoom ñoo decide Makati lañ nekkoon ñu ne Makati is sinking. Mangla, this is in the 1800s. Le tubaab yi xam ne sorry James Island. ñu ne James Island fi ñu tuddee léegi Kunta Kinte Island. James Island is sinking. It's too small. It's sinking, and you can see it. Man, my one in Navy, I know. Sign them every year. They not measure, and I know the gegange leka the island slowly but sure. So lolu mo move tubaab yi ñu dem jënda Banjul from the Bojang family. Binjede Banjul, ñu establish foofu noonu. And the purpose was nothing else. Ludul pull Jema stop this Atlantic slave trade. It wasn't designed pour mu nekk a modern capital. So léegi ñun ñu ñëw about 200-300 years later, we are still sitting here. Lu tax tey Gambia government mënuñoo def a commission or set up a committee boo xam ne dañoo look into transferring capital Gambia to the North Bank region? Do you know the consequences Lula generate for Gambia? Senegal's economy is about to transform the whole entire sub-region. They are turned into a community producing nation, said economy, because I'm in oil, I'm in gas. And not only that, I'm in deep sea port. Lo hamne Gambia la warona neka. Why? Because of some sagante. Senegal is beat us to that. Lolu Gambia ñoo warona start initiate pull a deep sea port, because we have a natural harbor. I know that waters from Dakar, from Mauritania, but down to Sierra Leone. Hamna ndox momu yep, because I was in the Navy. I know. Gambia am a natural harbor. The River Gambia. Amul ben civilization in the world bo hamne happen anywhere else but close to a river. Because daf la jox access to a very good water management system. But then, what are our leaders thinking? Seriously? Seriously? What are we thinking? By now, we're going to start the lay foundations and plans. Pull hamna ne body bunkay tay nañ kontaan na. Pull transform the North Bank to our new national capital. And according to some Mangan Watana Sam, mune xam nga lolu yeb dafa gëna reinforce security ci dëkk bi, because once we have that, not only once you am a capital in the North Bank, could amati in Gambia because of some proximity at Senegal. Why not only that, even Senegal, as their economy did transform, ñun dinañ am a comparative advantage pour never make a service economy. And we are good at it. Gambians are very intelligent, very talented, and very small. Mun nañoo invest in skills yoo xam ne Senegal dina nekk a producer economy, ñun ñu nekk a service economy. We have fantastic trade. Trade moom rek nga mun a lifter people's economy from point A to point B. Amul benn dëkk in history and in si àdduna bi nekk nii tey boo xam ne lift na the nation up without trade. China, soo gisee ñu am where they are today, then transform seen country, seen economy into a production economy. Produce stuff, be the world manufacturer. They are one of the biggest economies in the world through trade. So ñun suñ diggante ak Senegal is not affaire rivalry, it's not competition. No, mun nañoo collaborate and coordinate and lift all boats up. ñun ñëpp a see benefit. Why talk fees or way ñii di jéem a jaay nationalist or Senegalese yi they only deal with you based on seen leadership, the way they present seen bopp ak the kind of engagement bi ñoo am ak ñoom. That's it. So amul leadership sober. ñu xam ne ñoo wane ne ñoom xam nañ seen soxla. What do you expect? The people in Dakar duñ la ñëw defal sa job. You got to do it yourself. But lii laa bëggoon a share, like I said, man nag dëgga yàlla xam na ne amatuma jot for a lot of these live shows. Dama promise on I will be here at least maximum 1 hour. Alhamdulillah, is like mangi online for like an hour 30 minutes, also an hour 15 minutes, and I have other issues to do. But lila buga gam baye Gambians, and President Barrow, you have everything. I'm got very good qualities as a leader. Why leadership emut fofu? Leadership danga neka at a cross section. Fonga neka a transformational figure. Danga neka in the middle between the past and the future. Digante past and the future, there is a huge gap. That gap, only a transformational leader moko muna feel. And how you feel it? By making bold courage to make the right decisions, articulate those decisions to inspire. Foog nga génn nga wax su ma nee wax ma na nga génn kabitu attaque yi where you are wala nga attaque Ousainou Darboe. No, I'm not saying that. Yooyu is waxi politique la. Su ma nee communicate, because one of your chief function mooy nga nekk a chief communicator. You have to come now and then bala so crisis amee, before a crisis happen, you have to go out and talk. Waxumoo just talk or dinañ def lii na déedéet. You have to give an inspiration. Wax boo xam ne dafa inspire the people. People know lan moo nekk sa diggante ñaari noppa yi. What is going on in that Manka head. So that people know that, okay, you know what? This is an inspiration. Let us fall behind the president. In us, the people will be against you because they want to be president, because foog nañ ne am nañ better ideas. But dëgga la rek ak UDP lu ñu la mun a against, if you have good inspirational policies, they have no choice but to follow along, because they know that ultimately if they go against the policies, they are going against the nation. If they go against the nation, kenn du leen sànni la ti karta. This is how things work, you know. But anyway, and I hope, you know, honestly, honestly, Facebook si bopam sa la tay, you know, I'm really sick and tired of Facebook itself, because fogumane it is being productive anymore. Legi ken deglootut ken, people are more interested si kan mo sagat kan, dégg nga diw lim ko wax, nangam di go into people's private lives. Alhamdulillah, you know, a lot of good things are happening in my life, so I cannot be part of that anymore. Seriously. Why not? Li ma leen bugg a bàyyee rek mooy the president really has a lot to do other than just sani wante kaddu fii sani wante fa déedéet. Is a lot to leadership. Te a leader ñi la wër ñooy either magnify sa leadership or ñoom ñooy diminish sa leadership. Some of the people nekku ne sax dañ bon de, ñi la wër nekku ne dañ bon, but because of they are grossly incompetent. Seriously. Moo tax even soo amee ideas yu baax sax, you will never shine, because the people ñi la war a assist pour make this very institution work, ñoom ñëpp are on holidays. Ku nekkaa ngay njëkkalantu ñaata jabar ngaa taka o ñaata pëdiyem nga mun a am pour dem samp sa kër. These are the things going on in that country, because President Barrow du wax dara. You know, even soo sàccee sax buñ la yóbboo court, dara du si génn. You know, maybe there's a way they work the system. I don't know. Why these are realities, and the people are really frustrated right now. nit ñi mer nañ de. All it takes pour dëkk boobu tàkk rek mooy a simple incident. Laajal, you don't believe, laajal anybody ku xam security. You think ne affaire yi Bob Keita bi mënutoon a taal dëkk bi. It had a potential because dafa divide dëkk bi ñaar. And sadly, the president never get up and say anything. It's true. Nit ku baax la. President Barrow personally, I would take him as a friend any day. Why not? Yëfi nguur du yëfi xarit. Honestly, it is not. Yow sax xam nga loolu. Danga ko dee wax, you always say it. So maybe if not everybody will be happy. Why things are not working in that country, Mr. President. Seriously. Gambia mu ngi turned into a failed state under your hands. And you are a good man. This is the sad reality. So loolu laa leen bëggoon a bàyyee tey di leen jox dig daje ba beneen yoon jërë yéen jëf si li ngeen a déglu mënuma promise definitely live or di ñëw on video because man itam I have a life. Life is good, alhamdulillah. Sant yàlla ba mu bari. So dëgg I cannot do it anymore. But I wish ne Barrow can do more because am na a lot liñ expect from him te wax dëgg ne yàlla we are not seeing it. Because go am that kind of political capital, almost 400,000 in that small country, an overwhelming majority. There is a lot you can do with that kind of power. Seriously. Until Lima gets, still we got a long way to go. A long, long way to go. Waruñoo toog Gambia Banjul di flood nit ñi di tomba seen moto yi di tomba si dëkk bi. That is, it should not happen because this is not the first time. Depuis in 1995 man maa Sam dañ toog ñu ngee toog di waxtaan affaire this kind of coastal erosion be happen in Banjul. We know what is going on in Banjul. Banjul is not even designed pour nit dëkk fa. Seriously. It should have been an industrial base for something else. You have the North Bank, boo xam ne it can be at the hub of the sub-region's economy. Mun ngeen koo develop into focus and build a modern capital city boo xam ne dina keep up with the rest of the world. People are doing it. Nigeria tell you ñoom dañ build Abuja from nowhere. Why can't we start the plan today? We don't have to live like this. Because the Combo coastal area is getting too congested. This kind of flood did not create a lot of disease in the whole Combo area. The Combo area is the most productive, I can say, because most of some service skills, economy, for neck. You need to think ahead, man. Seriously. But anyway, assalamu alaikum. Like I said, Barrow is my brother, suma harit la, I love him. Why digga la rek. I mean, I have to speak my mind. It's nothing personal. It's definitely nothing personal because I love the guy, seriously. And I mean it. Why I have to call it as it is. Digga bi doxut. The state is failing. Ninga Olu, they are not helping you. Not because they are totally incompetent. And nobody is holding them accountable. Lolo tax nga gis dañoo jógee from one crisis to another crisis to another crisis, and there is more to come. Seriously, it is going to happen. So di leen jox dig daje ba beneen yoon ngeen xalaat ideas yi ma wax. It's just an idea. Tubaab bi dañ toog fii toog di xalaat about other planets. Ñu send satellites and they send rockets up pour xool fan la àdduna si em. What is stopping us ñun tey ñu toog xalaat ne you know what, Banjul is not a place pour a capital for a nation. Nañ shift this place ñu relocate ñu mën a disperse suñ resources pour live like a modern civilized human beings. Because lii xew Banjul nit warut a dëkkee like that. It's wrong. Till we are part to blame because waroon nañoo xam ne this is going to happen. Man mi ma toog fi in New York xam naa 3 months ago ne lii dina happen in Gambia. I knew dina happen in Gambia, dina happen in Senegal. waaye nga toog ba maam yaa taw ntaw gi walangaan nga génn nga sol sa cap sa vice président ñëw sol safety vest di laakay tubaab yu kenn xamut di code Shakespeare ak cunu waa Achebe. I'm sorry guys man, that's not gonna work. It is not going to work. We have to be more serious than this. Everybody dañ war a start ñu focus to really transform that country. And I'm talking about from the media, ñi nekk si media bi nañ be responsible and be careful what they write. Because media mun naa taal réew. Nga joxe a wrong information, you can create a catastrophe. Nit ñi nag mënuloo leen tere ñu ku nekk gëm li nga gëm. Su issue am happen ñii dañoo jël side bi la ñii jële side bi waaye baax na tam sometimes cooler heads ñu talk, study the environment. I mean soo xamut li xew na nga noppi because soo waxee loo xamut you are, instead of nga nekk a solution to the problem, you will be part of the problem. Te loolu moo happen tey. An issue boo xam ne man Bob Keita, I know him, daf ma daan call, he's a good guy. I mean from li ma xam si moom through the telephone, boy bu am yar la, he's a nice boy, I like him. waaye man xaw ma li yow fekkeewu ma so naka laa mun a taxawee ne moo ko def oo defu ko waaye man li ma xam personally I believe ne even America fii suñ la accusé suñ la joxee opportunity pour nga def a DNA test da nga tëb dal because DNA is almost 99% accurate. Either yaa ko jur or juruloo ko. Either yow la yaa ko def or defuloo ko. That's the only two answers that can come out. Amul kenn benn lawyer bu ko mun a argue. But like I said, man munuma wax anything about the case because how ma fekkeew ma I don't know. Things have gone wrong from the beginning because doo jàpp nit ki tam tëj ko teg ko benn place for 3 years. Egal wàccal adjournment lu nekk, and I heard some ridiculous stories lu tax ñuy adjourn these cases and then ngay fish for evidence loo xam ne waroon nga koo def from the beginning bala nga even yóbbu the case to the prosecutor. You should have built a solid case but you don't do that. At the same time mënuloo wax jigéen bu wax ne man dañ daanu suma ko def ma nangam ngeen toog di denounce li ma gis ñoo denounce that woman xaw ma naka Seynabou. It's bad, it's terrible, you know. And again I don't know Seynabou waaye based on li ma gis xam naa she's a very smart woman, very hardworking, mu ngi achieve things yoo xam ne is quite impressive. Man déggal naa interview she was talking, she's a very intelligent woman. You know, these are the future leaders of this country and a mother of 2 kids. People di ko demonize, di ko hound, di ko tural tur. For what? These things are bad. You are not helping anybody. You know, so don't things demoon na system bi wogoon na ni mu waroon a woogee ni kon kenn du toog sax di wax wax yi because people dinañ am faith in this system waaye ñoom niñ tàmbalee système bi kenn xamul kan moo guilty kenn mu xamul kan moo innocent. Yàlla rek a xam. Nobody knows. So it complicates life and munoon naa divide country ba nga xam ne xeex mun naa am si dëkk boobu noonu because who knows what is going to be the next case. Who knows? Maybe case of Fatou Touré because am na ñu ko bugga. Some people, you know, people are ngi wax ne UDP la su fekkee ne yéen a ngi bugga UDP feel ne yéen a ngi def injustice to Fatou Touré ñoom tam ñu génn on the streets loolu dafa indi civil war. So these are things people have to be careful. Waaye anyway man foofu laa mun a em jërë ngeen jëf di leen jox dig daje ba beneen yoon amu leen morom maa ngi leen a gërëm bu baax di leen sant ku nekk sa tur sa sant jërë ngeen jëf asalaamaaleykum.